Hi everyone, it's Ms. Fusina here. Just wanted to say hi and check in with everyone and see how everyone was doing. I have an activity that I wanted to do for you guys today. I'm going to show you exactly the materials that I'm using in my activity for the parents, so you guys know if you want to do this, where and how I made this activity using these materials. It cost me $3. I got all of the things at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to show you a couple different activities today that we can do with these materials, but also I'll do another video in a couple days with some other more extended activities using the same materials that we've already created. So first thing I wanted to let you know, like I said, I bought them all at the Dollar Tree. It cost me $3. I bought a set of large index cards. And the reason I bought the large was because I cut them in half so that I got double the amount for what I needed so that I can use them again. This is what they look like before they cut. I decided to use the non-line side just because it's more easier for them to not have the lines to look at. Everything with the little ones you probably are getting to know is less is more. It's a lot easier for them. So anyways, I cut these in half so that way there's more to use so that your dollar stretches a little further. The next thing I bought was these cool poster letters. These were $1 a pack. If your child struggles a little bit more with letter identification, maybe letter sounds, I would pick up 2 packs just because there was a couple letters that they didn't have double the letters on. Most of the most popular ones they did. I think there was like 2 or 3 A's, but when it came to the V's, there was only 1 V. So those less common letters that you see, there's only 1. And I'll show you exactly what I mean if you need to have a second set of why it might be handy to have them. And what I did is that I took all the letters and they're adhesive, just like a sticker. So I stuck them on these little cards. And this is going to be the basis for what I'm going to do my activity with. And I thought a fun little thing to add to it, because kids always like a little bit of something more fun, is I found this little wand for the Dollar Tree as well. So what I'm going to do is show you what exactly we're going to do in terms of playing a game called Swat the Letter. Swat the letter is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to swat the letter that you see or that you hear. And for the children that know their letters, their alphabet already, I'm going to show you the first way to do that with them, and then I'm going to show you a different way to do it if your child's still struggling with a little bit more of that letter identification. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my computer so that you guys can see my table. And another thing I wanted to tell you too is that I always find that if I have an area set aside that's open and clear when I'm doing any sort of activity, it makes things a lot more stressful and a lot easier. So if you've got like papers that are cluttered on the table or other work or anything, it's best maybe just to kind of move that stuff around and have an open area for when you're doing any learning activities. It also helps distract the kids from looking at other things when they're trying to do their activities as well. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, if your child knows their letter, you can pick a letter in your head and say, I'm looking for letter S. So then they would find the S and then they would swat the S. And what you could do is you could turn it over when you're done. You could pull it out, or to leave it hard, make it harder, you can leave it as is up on the table. So you can do that with all 26 letters of the alphabet. You can say, let's swat letter K. Then they would swat letter K. And then you would know that they recognize that letter that you're asking them to find. Now, if your child struggles a little bit more and can't identify all those letters, you can start with first finding the letters in their name. All of the children right now probably pretty much know the letters of their name. So if I was going to say, I'm going to spell my name, look for letter K, A, R, and so on. And you would find the R, and then you would find the I, and that would be how I spell my first name, Carrie. Now, like I said, if your student struggles a little bit more, I made a second set of cards, up on here, so that you can say, find letter F. So they have a visual to look at in order to find it. When they see it over here, where it matches, they can visually see it and swat it, okay? They can put this on top of it and swap the two together. So it's up to you however you want to do it. But I think for those that struggle a little bit more with finding some of these letters because they don't know all the letters in the alphabet, this is a great strategy to have on hand, is that have that second set. And this is why if you're doing it that way, you would need to find two or buy two sets of these so that you have enough to make sure that every letter gets on a second card. Okay? Next thing you can do, instead of saying swat the letter, you could also say swat the sound. And that's the same principle of the activity. All you're doing is instead of saying the letter, you're saying the sound. I'm looking for a letter, the letter that makes the sound b, b, which is B. Swat the B. I'm looking for the letter that makes the sound z, Z. I'm looking for the letter that makes the sound like fish. Swat the F. And this is where these come in handy again, is that you can show them the letter. This letter makes the sound that says p, p, p. Can you find that letter here that makes that same sound? So then they would swat that same letter. And having them say the letter and say the sound when they're doing the actual swatting is also very helpful. It's making that connection as they're doing it. So I also wanted to tell you too, real quickly, is that, and another way that you can kind of modify this is if your student maybe is a little bit more advanced, or maybe they're getting bored, or maybe you do this one time and then the next time you want to do it again and change it up, is that you can have the child pick the letter, have them say, okay, I'm looking at all my letters out here, and say this one. And then you can either say the letter and then have them say the sound, or you can say the sound and have them say the letter for you. So an example is like, if your child swatted the P, you can say, that letter makes that p, p sound. What letter did you choose? And then they could say P. Or you could say, that's letter P. What sound does letter P make? And then your child could be able to tell you the sound if they're able to do that, which would be the P, P. Okay? So anyways, sorry, this might be a little bit long and a lot of information and a little bit of time here with what I have to show you. But like I said, I paid $3 for all this. I'm going to use it again for another activity that I'm going to show you in another couple days. One other extension that you could do on top of this, like I said, is spelling out names. Not only your child's name, but having them spell other members of their family or their friends or other people that they know. And if they don't know exactly the letters that are in that person's name, you could always use those second set of cards to find the letters, or you can have them written out and then they can visually make that connection of looking at it and then finding the letters that go with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye, friends.